Hey y'all, I'm Henry.
And I'm Kat.
And welcome to our channel, Alive and Wheel.
We just finished converting our van into the traveling tiny home of our dreams, and we're so excited to show y'all everything we've built.
Buckle up and enjoy the ride.
We're going to kick off this tour in my favorite part of the van, the kitchen. I like to cook a lot. We make most of our meals at home, so when we were planning our van layout, we knew that kitchen space was really important. We wanted to make sure we had everything we need to cook our food, store our food, wash our dishes, and just have enough space in general to cook all of the meals that we love to make. Right over here, we've got our gorgeous 24-inch wide farmhouse sink. This thing is huge. It's honestly a lot bigger than I thought it was when I initially ordered it, but it's turned out to be really great. We have plenty of room for washing dishes, and we also like to take all of the things that we normally keep on our countertops, decorations, soap dispensers, kitchen utensils, and store them in here while we drive. So it's proved really useful for that. We also have this really awesome matte black faucet, which I love the look of, and it does detach from its holder, so we can wash dishes here, and we can even flip it around and use it in the outside of the van. Right across from our sink is our 2-burner Dometic stove. So this runs off our propane system, which we'll talk a little bit more about once we get to that. But this really works just like any other kitchen stove. I mean, it's a gas stove, it cooks things really nice and evenly, it's really powerful. So this is pretty much what I use to cook all of our meals. All we have to do right here is turn the knob while the propane's on, press the igniter, and it lights up, and we can cook anything that we want. Under our stove is our top-loading fridge made by Alpacool. This holds 58 quarts worth of stuff. Right now, it's about 58 quarts worth of beer, maybe a little less than that, but that's all we've got right now. And it is dual loaded. So we have this side, which can be used as the fridge, and we keep that at around 33 degrees, and this side, which can be used at a freezer, and we keep that a bit colder. We've got this fridge sitting on essentially a drawer, so we pull it out when we need to use it, and when we don't, it just closes up right like that and stores away. This is sort of a last-minute addition to our kitchen. This is our tile backsplash. We originally installed cement board behind it with the idea of tiling it ourselves with actual ceramic tile and grout, but we ended up deciding against that, mostly just because of time and ease, but also because when you're traveling in a van, there's a lot of movement, there's a lot of ways that grout could crack or the tile could crack, and so we ended up going with just these peel and stick tiles. They're made out of plastic, they were super easy to install, and they turned out really gorgeous and match our decor really well. Up above our kitchen area, we've got some cabinetry that we installed, and these basically serve as our pantry area. So we can open them up. We've got them on these latches that keep them shut, and we store all of our food and such in here. So it's really nice when I'm cooking to just be able to open it up right above my head and get whatever I need. One thing that we kept in mind while designing our kitchen was storage space. We knew there was going to be a lot of stuff that we wanted to take with us, particularly when it came to the kitchen, so we made sure to build a lot of drawers into our cabinetry. In here we've got these 6-inch tall drawers, which are really nice to store a lot of our plates and glasses and kitchenware, and below them we have 13-inch tall drawers, which hold a lot of the larger things like our pots and pans, and in the other one we've got our Instant Pot. Our Instant Pot was another must-have in the van. It's not something I was really used to cooking with before, but when we knew we wanted to do van life and we weren't going to install an oven in our van, we had to find something that could stand in. So the Instant Pot is really nice. I can pretty much cook anything in it. That is another way that we make sure we're able to cook everything we want to while we're in the van. It's turned out to be really nice. Alright, and just to show y'all some of the finishing touches we put on our kitchen, on either side of me we've got these 2 countertop to ceiling columns. We built these just to hide some of the natural curvature in the body of the van, but we ended up putting them to use by installing some outlets and switches. So over here on the right, we've got a 12-volt DC outlet, which runs directly off of our DC electrical system. Here we've got our AC outlet, which runs through our inverter, and this is our light switch for the overhead lights. which is nice because it's on a dimmer. We can have some mood lighting or keep it as bright as we want. Over here on the right-hand column, we've just got one AC outlet and a switch. It's nice to have these close to the kitchen area because any sort of appliances like our Instant Pot that I want to plug in, it's just right here and easily accessible. Also in our kitchen, we added some of these gold hooks. Right now we've got our Christmas decorations up, so there's tinsel on them, but this is really nice to have right above our door. We can store Maisie's leashes on them, any sort of shopping bags that we use. My purse goes on there a lot, rain jackets when it's raining. They've turned out to be really convenient in the location that they're at. Right in our kitchen area too is our vent fan. We'll talk a little bit more about this when we do a video on our climate systems in the van, but that's really nice to have above the stove because as I'm cooking and the hot air is coming off and whatever smoke or steam, it just goes right through the fan instead of filling up the van. The last thing I want to talk about in our kitchen is my favorite part of it, our magnetic spice rack. I have a heavy hand when it comes to spices, and it was not something I wanted to give up just because we're living in a van, but spice jars can take up a lot of space in our cabinets, and that's not something we wanted either. So we found this really awesome spice rack. It's just a magnetic board that we screwed into the side of our cabinet, and comes with these little hexagon jars that are magnetic on their lid and can hold whatever spices you want. Comes with a set of labels as well. So this has been really nice. We can pretty much keep all the spices that we want. They don't move while we're driving, and they're pretty well out of the way. In the back half of our van is our seating area and our bed. There are a couple different ways that you can fix your bed when you live in a van. Some people have a bed that just stays stationary all the time and they have storage underneath, and other people do it like us. We both work full-time remotely from our van, so we knew we'd need a space that could accommodate that. This seating area is really nice because we have these memory foam cushions that make up our couch, this beautiful mahogany table that we had made sitting on our Lagoon swivel mount. So the table moves around however we need it to, and it's really easy to slide in and out of the workspace during the day. When it's time to go to bed, we take this table off the mount, pop it down to be level with our benches, and fold out our cushions to make a bed. And we'll show you how that looks right now. Underneath our benches is where we store a lot of our systems. We'll dive a little bit more in depth in other videos into those systems and how they work, but right underneath me is where our water system is stored. We've got our water tank, all of our piping, our water pump, and some other components. And right in the bench across from me is our electrical systems. We've got two really big batteries in there, tons of electrical components. It's going to take a whole other video to tell you everything that's in that bench, but that's where we store it. And in this back area right here, we've got our propane system. So we keep a regular size propane tank like what you'd see on a grill, and that's kind of where that starts from. And we'll do another video on that as well. Up above our bench area, we've got cabinets similar to what we showed you in the kitchen, but these are for storing clothes. So my side's over here, I get these three. Henry's is over here, he gets these three. Sometimes my stuff spills into his side, but who's keeping track? And that's pretty much our entire closet space. We've got some places in the front of the van where we hang clothes occasionally, but pretty much our entire wardrobes fit into these little cabinets. I came into van life loving clothes, loving shoes, I still do, but I definitely had to cut back on my wardrobe, and it took several months of donating clothes and selling clothes to get to the place where I am now, and my cabinets are still overflowing. So just keep that in mind if you're planning to move into a van. It is not for the shopaholic. In this back area of our van too, we have the only one of our windows besides those in the front cab that actually opens. This window slides open and has a bug screen so we can enjoy some airflow without worrying about any bugs getting in. And this, along with our vent fan in the front, creates a really nice airflow throughout the van and keeps it a lot cooler than it would be without that airflow there. We'll do another video on our climate system and talk a little bit about how we stay warm and how we stay cool, but just wanted to point that out while we're back here. Underneath my feet is a little bit of extra storage space that we built. So this platform is where we rest our feet while we're sitting. It's nice because if it weren't here, my legs would be dangling off the side of the bench, but now I can just sit really comfortably like I would in any other chair. Inside is where we store our diesel heater and our shoes, so I'll let you take a look. This piece of floor is actually just a piece of plywood that we put laminate over, and underneath is this really nice storage space. Our shoes are outside of the van right now, but you can kind of see where they normally sit, and that right there is our diesel heater. And last but not least, we have everything that we've got going on in the back of the van. This right here is our water heater. Store it back here because it emits carbon monoxide, which is a toxic gas when inhaled. So we only use it when the doors are wide open and there's plenty of ventilation. And then right next to it we have our shower. That is right, it is outside. So this hooks up directly to our water heater and our water system. When we want to take a shower, we string a shower curtain across these doors. We have a little wooden shower mat that we use, and we take a shower. Back here we've got our outdoor mat strapped to the wall. This is really nice to have here because we can just open up our doors, roll it out, and use it as a mat. We also added this pretty last minute. This is a box specifically to hold our hiking boots. We didn't like storing them down where the other shoes were because they got kind of squished. So this is really nice because even when they're dirty, they're just completely encapsulated in their own area. We've also got our camelback here. And it's nice to be able to access this stuff whenever we want to go hiking or do something outdoorsy. Also back here is our water fill port. So whenever we want to fill up our water, we take a garden hose and our water filter and hook it up and pour it in here, and that goes directly into our water tank. And lastly, here in the back is where we store our window covers. These are made out of Reflectix and duct tape, very high-tech stuff. And we hold them up against our windows with these really strong magnets, which is nice. So anytime we're about to go to bed, we want to change, or we just want some privacy, it's really easy to stick these up on the windows and have it completely blacked out.
That's all we've got for the van tour. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to keep an eye out for more content and follow us on Instagram at Alive and Wheel. See you on the road.